Zelaznik, the CEO of Glory. During the press conference, you were telling about the expansion here to the Eastern Bloc, as I may say it like this. Are there any countries, without maybe giving away countries, that you are looking for at the moment or going to?
Yeah, I think that what you'll see us do is our home base remains the Netherlands. The fans are there. As you saw last year, earlier this year into France. We've got this. We hit Belgium, so we're feeling really good about what we're doing. I think as we go through next year, we're looking at venues, continue to be on the continent in Europe. There's a couple other markets that we're looking at. We're looking at potentially Romania. We think that could be an interesting one, but it may be a little bit too early to tell. But you can basically, if there are fight fans and fighters, we're looking to go there.
Well, you're known yourself from MMA. You're really into the MMA as well, as you told us your son as well. Is there any chance that Glory ever is going to consider maybe a mix like MMA and kickboxing?
It's not in our plans, no. We're going to stay pretty true to the sport. You might see, and I think you have seen in the past, MMA fighters that want to come in and test themselves in the stand-up realm. But no, I don't see ourselves expanding as a brand or a product to mix it that way.
Well, there is another fight company that's breathing a little bit in the neck of Glory, like the K1 is making a comeback. They're also hitting these countries, like Romania. Is that for you worrying, or do you say no? Glory is the best.
Yeah, we don't worry about that. I think the hope is that all these promotions operate safely, they pay fighters fairly, and they operate in a way that makes the sport bigger and better. We like our position. We know where we stand. We are the place where fighters want to get, and the more kickboxing that's going on, the better, because eventually all the best fighters will end up at Glory, and so we're happy to have all promotions out there working.
Well, there is another question that we got from our fans. It's about Rico. There is always a stare down when there is some kind of qualification fight. Can we expect to see him here tomorrow?
It's funny, I was talking to the team about this, and I think he may have a conflict. I don't expect to be here, but as you've seen with the fighters that move in and out of this thing, things can change in a moment, but as I speak to you now, I'm not expecting him to be here.
Okay, well, coming to Rico, I interviewed last week Jamal Ben Saddik. You were very positive about him in your interview that you gave. What do you think of him still wanting the fight against Rico?
Look, the fans, anyone that watched those fights saw the magic that happened. And often in the fight business, it takes two fighters, and maybe nemesis is a little bit strong, but there are fighters that bring the best out. And in a way, those two bring the best out of each other. Rico is a consummate champion. Jamal loves to test every fighter he's with, and so I think seeing Jamal back would be amazing. It would be a real sign that Jamal's back on the road, getting some of these things behind him. And when that fight ever happens, it would be great. If it never happens, it'll just be the way the fight business works out. But I think that the desire for Jamal to be back hopefully is the motivation that helps him get all the other noise behind him, and he can focus on that. That's where.
Is there any chance that you guys are going to go back to the States? Because I know people there, we get emails from fans there as well. If we would ask you if they are coming back to the States, so is there any chance you're going back to the States?
I think there's a good chance. We don't have anything lined up yet, but it is a market that matters. There's a great history of fans who enjoy all fight sports. There's more awareness for Glory now than there's ever been, obviously having to do with what Alex and Israel have done in the UFC. So we see it on our web traffic. We know there's an opportunity there. We're working on some really big conversations, and I hope to break some news soon. But this is one of those areas where there's a lot of pieces we have to pull together, but if we can make it happen, there could be multiple events happening in the U.S. next year.